Hello, beautiful humans. I'm just on my way to the health food store. I always get so excited when I have an excuse to go to the health food store. Today I wanted to talk to you about shadow work and what shadow work is and why it is essential to our growth, and how we will be literally experiencing hell if we do not do the shadow work. So let's get into it, okay? So we are beings made up of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. So if you picture the yin yang, it has both the white within the black and the black within the white. This is us. And so with these shadows are symbolic of traumas, of wounds that we have, of belief systems that were passed down from our parents, from the school systems, from the religions, from the mass media, okay? Technically, this is not our programming. This is passed down programming from the masses, from culture. So doing the shadow work is literally going through the process consciously of asking the questions, who am I? What do I believe? Do I really want to take on this belief system? When I believe this belief system, when I believe this story from this wound, how does it make me feel? How is it affecting me? Because as we have a certain belief system up here in this, the head energy, it's going to naturally affect the energy within our body, because the conscious and the subconscious is one. You cannot separate it. So if you have a thought, the body will go into fight or flight. All of a sudden you will start to breathe very shallow. And if you're breathing very, very shallow, you're telling your psyche, like, run, like you're being attacked, like you're being attacked by a bear. It's literally reacting on a primal level of like fight or flight, you're gonna die. And this is just from a thought. This is just from a belief system. So shadow work is literally noticing the thoughts that come up and noticing how the body reacts. So if you think of a thought right now, think of a thought that is always playing in your head and you hate it. You're like, I wish I could just burn this thought and I never have to experience it again. What's that thought? Okay, so you have the thought, and then I want you to think about the thought and believe the thought. Tap into your body. What is your body experiencing right now? Is it tightness in the chest? Is it a feeling in your stomach that feels like it's just being like squozen? Is it tingling in your arms? Like, do you see? So when we start to kind of question our thoughts and get to the root of it and then alchemize it by paving new neural pathways and questioning the thought, it starts with, how is this serving me, and is this true? So as we start to do the shadow work, every time a shadow comes up and it wants to play and it wants to dance, and we look at it and we play with it and we dance with it and we ask about it. What's this about? Where does this come from? And going into it like in a playful dance of curiosity. Because when we get out of ourselves from a hawk's perspective, like if you shut your eyes right now and you visualize yourself kind of coming out of your body and hovering over yourself, over your head, and then you go a little bit higher and you go above, like up to the ceiling of the room, so now you can see the room from above and you can see your body sitting there, and then go a little higher above the house or the apartment or wherever, and then go higher over the city, and you can go higher and higher and higher. Okay, come back down into your body, come back down. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are the observer of your emotions. You are not your thoughts or your emotions. You are, spiritually speaking, a spirit having chosen to have a human experience, which the ego identifies as, the ego thinks that you are the thoughts and you are the feelings. And that's why we need to transcend above the ego. This is doing the shadow work. As we start to remove the layers, the ego will start to disintegrate, and the ego will no longer be controlling and driving the bus. Okay, so the ego is the roommate in your mind trying to protect you, like it's part of the human experience. It's there to keep you safe and be like, remember, red alert, red alert, red alarm. I noticed this before, because remember back in 2012 when this happened and they drove the same car, and then this happened, and then the body's like, oh yeah, oh my gosh. And so we're not living a life to our fullest capacity, because these shadows, until we like choose to dance with them, then we're gonna be just living a limiting belief system. We're going to be living in such a small little, like we're feeling claustrophobic, like we want to expand, and we know we could do more, and like we're watching Elon Musk and all these greats, and like, and even just to be happy, right? Like we like the idea of that, but to actually have that, how do you actually have it? You do the shadow work. And this work is the thing that will change your life and expand your thinking, and to start paving new neural pathways in the brain. Because if you're in the same rut, if you're like driving your bike in the same rut on the same, trails, it's boring. It's not expansive. And to me, if we're not expanding, we're in hell. It's a hell consciousness to not be expanding our growth and expanding our life and expanding our experiences and expanding our thoughts. And when we start to pave new neural pathways and we start to go on whole new trails in whole new places, we begin to experience a whole new reality. Like we will not identify as who we are currently when we start to do this work. As you start to do this work, you then embark the journey of truly, as the layers come off in this beautiful adventure, we start to notice that we are abundant beings that can have whatever we desire. And if you actually like really let that soak into your cells, that's probably one of the most profound, powerful, maybe even scariest thoughts ever. Because, there's movies about it, there's books about it, like, being kids, like we were told, like, you can do whatever you can have, but unless we actually believe it on an emotional level, because if you can believe anything logically, well, yeah, like that makes sense. But if you can feel it, then that's when you could think it and feel it, then that's when the shift and the alchemy occurs. That's when it happens. So this is shadow work. Shadow work is anything that causes friction in your life. Anything that creates separation and judgment, and anything that feels dark to you. And we can't do shadow work until we're willing to feel the emotions that want to come up from certain memories and experiences. We have to really feel those. And so it really takes a courageous being to do this work, because you're gonna have to feel. But feeling is like, it's the cloud, it's gonna pass, and you're gonna feel so much better. And it's like the baby who cries and it sleeps so much better. Like the baby is not the emotion. The baby is not the circumstance that the emotion is bringing. It's just a cloud passing by, and then you feel so much better, and you no longer identify with that. And so essentially, shadow work is this disintegration of the ego and letting the heart drive, letting the soul drive, because the soul, the spirit, the heart is the true and highest and most powerful guide ever, and it's always there. But when we start to actually give it attention more so than the ego, and we just like, okay, ego, I hear you. Like, the ego wants to be heard. We can't completely shut out the ego because it's there for a reason, right? So, okay, ego, I hear you. I know you're scared, but we're okay. We're okay. I'm gonna have you sit in the back of the bus, and my heart's leading the way, and we're gonna do this. And as you start to do this work, the ego will start to trust the heart. The ego will start to trust the soul and the spirit. And then it will integrate as one. And this is when you achieve a state and a reality where everything comes to you so easily and naturally, and you feel so much joy and bliss and love toward everyone and everything. And there will be times where you'll get pulled down into negativity, but the more you remove the layers and you go into your heart, you'll bounce back so fast. So this is a work, and this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I do as a coach, is I really guide people inside themselves and their memories, and we start to go on whole new pathways and trails, and we adventure into the parts that you've never been to but you want to go to, and your soul's craving to go there because that's where all the juice is, that's where all the nectar is. And that's where I am a guide for humans who want to do this work. So that is shadow work. Quick tools to help you with shadow work. Journal. Anytime you get triggered, journal about it. Even vlog. Like, pull out your phone and just talk to yourself out loud and ask the questions, where is this coming from? What other memories in my life have I felt the same way? And really talk to it and write it out and talk it out. And you'll feel a lot better. Even a trusted friend where you can kind of soundboard off of them. Or hire a coach. Hiring a coach was one of the best investments. It's the best investment I have ever made in myself, ever. That and traveling, ever. But so get it out, talk it out, ask it questions, dance with it out of curiosity, and then feel the emotions that come with it and express it. And don't shy away from feeling those things, because if we suppress the feelings, it's not going to work. It's going to be half-assed. We have to integrate the thought and the feeling and the body. So if you're not crying, if you're not shedding a tear, if you're not expressing it in some way, it's not going to fully alchemize. It's going to try to alchemize, but it's not going to fully, the switch isn't going to fully switch on or off. It's just, you have to feel it. And you have to give yourself permission and give yourself grace. That feeling is the most courageous thing you can do. And give yourself that grace as a human being who's living this really wild life, the permission to feel. Feeling is so beautiful. Feeling is such a beautiful human thing to have. So embrace it and nurture it and love it and feel it completely. I hope this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys are interested in coaching with me, let's see if we are a good fit for each other, and email me at Jobrightcoaching. I'll put the link in the description. And I hope this makes sense. I love you guys so much. Have a great day and happy expanding and adventuring. I love you.